What would you do with 2 million euros? The one ring in the dark language of Sauron that had $1 million bounty put on it last week is now got a 2 million euro bounty put on by Gremio de Dragones, a game store in Spain. It's kind of funny because I'm like, how much disposable income does a big game store have? Like 2 milli in a bank account? I guess maybe they can get investors for it. I don't know, this is weird. So we've hit $2 million, and I'm assuming this won't end there. This video might even be out of date by the time I manage to get it up, because there might be another bounty offer today. We are on the week leading up to full release, and people are already cracking packs on for singles, for websites and stores, for eBay, for Whatnot and stuff like that. On the topic of Whatnot, they do sponsor me. I'm doing streams with them, just as a little sponsor plug in, hashtag sponsored. The Tuesday after release, I will be opening one collector booster box on stream on Whatnot and giving away each booster to a viewer. That's right, I'm giving away 12 collector boosters on Whatnot this month. So you should check the link in the description below, go follow that and get involved if you want to just get a free collector booster with shipping paid for by me. That's right, I might open a card worth $2 million and I'll be paying the shipping. I'm joking, I probably won't be shipping it to you, will I? And that's what the other part of this video is about, because I need to talk about something other than just a $2 million deal and how ludicrous this is getting, because that might be out of date by the time the video goes up. So the other point I want to talk about today is, well, what do you do when you open it? And I don't mean like, do you sell it? I mean, how? How and what is the farcical comedy that is your life now? We have a $2 million rectangle of cardboard in your possession. Before we get super into the other big sponsor of the channel, is CoolStuffInc.com. If you're looking to buy collector boosters or any kind of sealed product for Lord of the Rings, check out the link in the description below to get 5% off your order, and good luck on your hunt for the one ring. $30, $35, $40 boosters and a $2 million potential golden ticket now. We are talking true Willy Wonka fucking madness. So let's say you hypothetically open it. Like, if you open one of these serialized elven rings or human rings or dwarven rings or whatever, and you sell it for like $5,000, you can get that. You can get that insured by the postal service. Royal Mail can offer you up to $10,000 on first cursory look. And when Googling, also found other places that can offer up to $90,000 worth of insurance on the product you're sending through their parcel service. So it's safe to say you're not going to take your $1 million. Well, you can do it with the serialized rings that aren't the one of one, but the one of one ring isn't going in a baggie and being sent via Royal Mail or your local courier service to whoever is the recipient. That's a bad idea. But hold up. We found a seller at that point and we're sending it. There's an important point here. Well, we're assuming you're selling it. You're not taking it to fucking Hawaii to throw into a volcano. That is not what you're doing unless you can crowdsource the money for it. Because people saying that $1 million or $2 million wouldn't change their life or change the quality of their life are insane or too rich. You have got too much money if that does not have an effect on you. One guy was arguing on Twitter that even if you buy a house after you've paid property tax, I don't think they actually understood how property tax works in most countries, but on stamp duty you pay it initially when you buy the property, not ongoing. So you get stamp duty and you also have to pay some form of tax on selling the ring as well. In the UK, I believe it would get capital gains tax. If you sell anything worth more than £6,000 and it's jewellery, painting, antiques, coins and stamps and similar stuff like that, you're going to pay tax on it. I think you also have to pay VAT in the UK. I'm not a tax accountant, I'm not going to go into that too much. Someone in the comment section below who does know about tax can try and tell us. Or what will happen is someone will comment on YouTube who has no fucking idea what they're talking about and talk as if they know what they're talking about, because that's what YouTube comments do. I had somebody on Twitter also saying that they're going to reprint more collector boosters, so we're all going to be searching for this and they're going to make more money. No, that's actually false. They have printed a set number. That's why there's an odds on the back of the packet. Anyway, this person saying once you buy a house and pay your tax, you're going to have no money left on $1 million somehow. They're also saying that if you invest it well, you can get 15k a year in investments. Cool. If I bought a house for like $500,000 and had to pay no rent or mortgage for the rest of my life, I'd make more than 15 grand a year. What the fuck are you talking about? So we're functioning on this assumption that you are going to sell it, but we still haven't got past the first hurdle. You are opening a pack on stream with some friends on your own in your bedroom, and you open it and you see the black ring of Sauron. That's not what it's called. The one ring in the black language of Sauron staring back at you. And much like when that guy finds the ring and then that other guy, Smeagol, I think it is, murders him, that's a situation you might find yourself in. People will do dumb shit for money. If you open this in public, you've got an issue of you're now holding $1 million investment in your hand that needs to get back to your home or somewhere safe, and other people around you are watching and looking on. I mean, most people are decent and won't like attack you like some sort of ravenous zombie. But the first question is, Do you tell anyone? Obviously, if you open it on stream, if I open it on the Whatnot stream next week, I won't. You're twice as likely to get hit by lightning than you are to open a One Ring. But you never know. Do you tell anyone? Do you trust everyone at your local game store? Do you trust the internet? I guess my answer to most of those questions is just no. No, 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 and no. That's something I do want to know in the comment section. If you opened it, would you tell your friends? Would you tell your playgroup? Would you tell online communities that you're part of? I think it's pretty wise not to, but maybe I'm just too much of a skeptic. So, you've got the One Ring in your possession. You've decided whether or not to tell your friends. You've found a buyer. I mean, finding a buyer is the next point, I guess. Do you just go to one of these bounties? Hell, will the store even be able to pay out $2 million of euros? Like, will they have the liquid cash to do that? Part of me wonders if some of these bounties are just bounties because they know other people are going to come with bigger bounties. Like, we still haven't had any wading in from real celebrities or rock stars other than Cassius Marsh. We've had two collectible stores at this point. Are they offering this because they know either A, they can flip it immediately for more money because they have a cash buyer themselves, or B, that another bounty will be higher and it won't settle the 2 million that we're seeing from this Spanish store now? I've never heard of Gremo de Dones. Am I being dumb? Is this like a thing in Spain where like this store is like their version of, I don't know, Channel Fireball or Star City or Cool Stuff? Are they big and known? Or do you take it private? Do you take it to a private seller? At that point, how do you communicate that? How do you do that? You're going to need a middleman. Do you take it to a middleman? Do you take it to an auction house? Do you take it to a collectible store that you know can help you deal with the highest of high-end collectibles ever? And that's another thing, right? This isn't high-end like Magic is used to. This is not an Alpha Black Lotus. This is the highest, most expensive, highest, biggest selling Magic card or trading card of all time at this rate. We're going to approach a point where it's going to sell for more than any trading card from a card game. And then it might start to break baseball card and basketball card numbers. The Topps Mickey Mantle card sold for $12.6 million. Almost double any other card that has sold before. This is the most expensive trading card sold to date at $12.6 million. I don't really know the ins and outs of that sale. It was a video that I thought about making before. But could this get to those heights? It's Lord of the Rings and the oldest and one of the most prestigious card games in the world. It's a playable game piece. That's got the eyes of rock stars and sports stars and collectible houses around the world on it. Could it approach the most expensive sports card ever made? And the point I'm making about that is at that point, where's the precedent? Who deals with this shit? I think that would be my first point of call, is approaching one of these companies that's helped to facilitate the sale of these sports cards in the past and figure out what cut they would want and how they can help support me if, in theory, I had the ring. So those companies might manage the movement or travel of that item, but let's say you don't want to give a cut to an auction house or collectible house or whatever the fuck it is you're using. Let's say you facilitate this private sale through social media with somebody. You have a collectible item worth at least $2 million. You aren't going to post it. We've already established that sticking it in a Royal Mail baggie is probably the worst thing you could do. I don't know how US Mail is, but Royal Mail isn't the worst in the UK. But I wouldn't trust them with anything upwards of a couple of grand. Fuck, I don't even know if I'd send something worth $1 grand in the post. I never have to do that. Would I do that? I'd be fucking nervous. I think private carrier is better there. So do you take the card physically to them? That's the other option, right? Of course, that's how I think I would do it. But at that point, if you've gone public, you now are publicly carrying the item. Secondly, are you going to fly on a fucking British Airways or American Airlines flight with other members of the public you don't know with $1 million collectible in a bag? Fuck. I guess at that point, you're going to put it in a waterproof or protective case of some kind, right? It's not just a top loader in a fat box, right? You aren't going to have the One Ring in your 4-sleeve binder in like double or triple sleeved, because still, if you were hit by a bus, for example, and you survived being hit by the bus, that's another point, and then you survive, but your $2 million paycheck was obliterated in the accident. Bus is one example. There's other things as well. Let's say your bag gets destroyed in some freak accident with a TSA or security check. What if security pull it out of your bag like this? And they go, oh, is that, I've heard of the One Ring. And they go to pull it out. This is just a Pokemon card. And bang, it bends. It nicks, it gets damaged, it's creased. You'll still be able to sell it. Someone will buy it. It'll make for a fantastic news story for mainstream news outlets across the world. Hell, fuck it. There's probably are they insured enough? What is the security insurance of a security terminal at Heathrow, Gatwick, or any other major airport? Do you see, I've been thinking about this quite a bit. So, do you ask the huge, expensive, money-riddled benefactor who is trying to buy this, the shadow cabal of celebrity, do you ask them to charter a private jet at this point? Do you private jet ferry it? I think that might be the correct way to go. A small private jet on a cursory Google will cost me, if I'm looking at a charter on a basic quote, 2,500 euros an hour. If I was flying to California, which is a good possibility if you were to bring in the one ring from London, yeah, that's going to be 10 hours of flight. Just a cool 25,000 euros to move it. I guess you could charter it with multiple people, everyone can chip in, and you wouldn't be paying it, it'd be the seller that's paying it, right? That's your shipping cost. Estimated for a $2 million thing is 25,000 euros. I'd also want some money for time, like an hourly rate. If I spend 10 hours flying over and 10 hours flying back, I guess you'd fly back not private. I guess ultimately, like I said, the people that would help you figure out how to do this sale might have done these sales in the past, and especially with like a $12.5 million baseball card, for example, you probably want to hire a security firm as well. You don't want to just be on that private jet and then the private jet gets hijacked, let's say, because $2 million, I guess that could happen. I don't know. Am I getting paranoid? I might be paranoid. So at that point, you need security staff too. It's going to cost 50, 100 grand to move this fucking thing at this point. And I just think that's all really interesting. Really fascinating conjecture from somebody who's not really looked into it other than some cursory Google. What do you think? If I way off the mark with some of my comments, would you just stick it in a fucking top loader in a fat pack box and just fly it commercial economy to get it there cheap? Let me know in the comment section below. I've been Vince from PleasantKenobi. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Hopefully it won't be that this ring has reached 5 million, but who fucking knows at this point. Thanks for watching, and ta-ta for now.